Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Just lean back for a moment. You can hear the quiet of the room, the faint hum of the world outside finally slowing down. And yet, I know it might not feel quiet inside. Maybe your mind is still caught in the what ifs of tomorrow. Or perhaps it's replaying a conversation from 3 hours ago. The things you wish you'd said differently, or the weight of a task that's still waiting for you. It's that familiar tightness in the chest, the restless energy in the legs, the feeling that you need to solve something before you can finally earn your rest. But here is the truth for tonight. There is nothing to fix. You don't need to be a better version of yourself to deserve this sleep. You don't need to figure out your life in the dark. We are simply going to practice the art of softening, letting the day's sharp edges blur into something a little more manageable, a little kinder. So, for now, just let the pillow take the weight of your head. There's no need to look at the screen or follow a map. Just let your eyes rest. Feel the air move gently in and out of your lungs, and simply listen. You are safe here. As you let your eyes rest and feel that breath move, imagine a heavy, solid oak door at the far end of a long hallway in your mind. This is the door to the world outside, the world of deadlines, social expectations, and the relentless noise of doing. Right now, in this very moment, we are going to watch that door gently swing shut. You don't have to slam it. You don't have to lock it with anxiety. Just watch it click into place with a soft, muffled sound, leaving all the shoulds and musts on the other side. As that door closes, notice how the air in your room feels different. It's as if the atmosphere has become thicker, warmer, more protective. This is your sanctuary. In the American life we lead, we are taught to keep our doors open at all hours. Open to emails, open to news, open to the needs of everyone else. But the wisdom of the ages tells us that healing only begins when we reclaim our space. Tonight, your space is this bed, this pillow, and this quiet. Feel the way your body responds to the silence. It's a slow transition, like the way the golden hour fades into twilight over a quiet suburb. Let's start with your jaw. We carry so much of our daily tension there, clenching down on words we didn't say, or teeth gritting through stressful commutes. Just let it drop. Let a small space grow between your teeth. Feel that softening spread upward to the tiny muscles around your eyes, the eyes that have spent hours staring at blue light, processing a million images. Let them sink back into their sockets, heavy and dark. There is a beautiful, quiet strength in this kind of surrender. In our culture, we often mistake letting go for giving up, but they are not the same. Letting go is an act of profound courage. It is the bravery to say, I have done enough for today. Think of a field in the Midwest after the harvest. The work is finished. The soil isn't lazy. It is simply resting, turning inward to replenish its soul for the spring. You are that field. The harvest of your day is over. Whether it was a productive day or a difficult one doesn't matter now. The earth doesn't judge the field. It just holds it. Now, bring your attention to the rise and fall of your chest. Don't try to change it. Don't try to breathe deeply because a book told you to. Just observe it. It's like watching the tide come in on a foggy morning at Cape Cod. Rhythmic, certain, and completely effortless. With every exhale, imagine you are releasing a little more of that city soot from your spirit. Each breath out is a permission slip. Permission to be still. Permission to be silent. Permission to be unimportant for a few hours. As you lie here, notice the sensation of the bed beneath you. It is firm and unwavering. In a world that feels like shifting sand, where jobs change, markets fluctuate, and opinions swirl, the bed is a constant. It is the ground that Buddha touched to witness his right to be there. You too have a right to be here. You don't need to earn this spot on the earth tonight. You don't need to pay for this rest with more worry. Think of your thoughts now as cars passing by a house on a rainy night. You can hear the hum of the tires on the wet pavement, the distant splash of a puddle, and the fade of the engine as they move further down the road. You are the person inside the house, wrapped in a warm blanket, watching the headlights flicker across the ceiling and then vanish. You don't need to run out into the rain to stop the cars. You don't need to know where they are going or who is driving them. You just let them pass. They are just thoughts. They are just cars. And you are safe inside. The warm light of your awareness is now moving down your arms, past your elbows, into your wrists and the palms of your hands. These hands have held steering wheels, typed on keyboards, cooked meals, and held phones. They have been doing for 16 hours. Feel them grow heavy, as if they are sinking into the mattress. Feel the pulse in your fingertips, the tiny, rhythmic vibration of life that continues even when you aren't trying. This is the beginning of what we call inner peace, though we don't need a fancy name for it. It's just the feeling of coming home to yourself after a long trip. It's the feeling of the house settling as the temperature drops at night. the little creaks and groans of the wood as it relaxes. Your bones are like that wood. They are settling. They are finding their place in the dark. As the outside world becomes a distant memory, notice how the script of your life starts to blur. The story of you, the employee, the parent, the friend, the person with the bank account, and the to-do list. That story is losing its sharp edges. In the quiet, those labels don't mean much. You are simply a heart beating, a lung breathing, a soul resting. There is a deep, ancient kindness in this realization. It's the same kindness a grandmother has when she tucks a child in and says, "Don't worry, the world will still be there in the morning, and it will." The world is very good at taking care of itself while you sleep. The trees will continue to grow. The rivers will continue to flow. And the stars will keep their positions without any help from you. You can let go of the controls now. You can take your hands off the wheel. The ship is anchored in a calm harbor, and the water is still. Feel that stillness spreading now. From the center of your chest, out to your shoulders, down your spine, and into your hips. Each vertebra is releasing its grip on the one below it. Your legs, which have carried you through another day of the American hustle, are finally becoming still. They feel long and heavy, like logs drifting slowly on a lake at midnight. You are no longer reaching for anything. You are not reaching for sleep, and you are not reaching for answers. You are just arriving. Arriving in the present moment, which is the only place where rest actually lives. Everything you need is already here in this room. The warmth, the darkness, and the breath. As we continue, we'll look a bit closer at those lingering echoes of the day, but we'll do it with the same gentleness you'd use to look at a sleeping pet. There's no rush. There's nowhere else to be. The door is closed. The light is low, and you are exactly where you are supposed to be. In that low light, exactly where you are, you might notice that while your body has begun to settle, the echoes of the day are still vibrating softly in the background. It's like the hum of a television left on in another room, or the way a bell continues to ring in the air long after it has been struck. These are the unfinished conversations, the mental drafts of emails you haven't sent, and the what-if scenarios we play out when the world gets quiet. In our busy American lives, we are so used to having the last word, to winning the argument, or to fixing the misunderstanding. We carry these dialogues into our pillows, hoping that if we replay them just one more time, we'll find the resolution we crave. But tonight, I want you to imagine those unfinished conversations as autumn leaves falling onto a slow-moving stream. You see the words you meant to say, the tone you wish you hadn't used, the frustration of being misunderstood, and you just watch them touch the water. You don't need to fish them out. You don't need to dry them off and try to reattach them to the tree. They are already drifting away, moving toward the bend in the river where the mist swallows everything. As you watch them go, notice the warm light of your breath becoming even slower, even deeper. Each time a thought about work or a family disagreement pops up, just label it noise and return to the sensation of your rib cage expanding against the soft fabric of your sheets. There is a profound mercy in allowing things to be messy and unfinished. We often think that peace is the absence of conflict, but true peace, the kind that allows for a deep, restorative sleep, is the ability to let the conflict exist without needing to touch it. It's like a stormy sea deep in the Atlantic. The surface might be choppy and loud, but 500 feet below, in the belly of the ocean, there is a silence that has never been broken. You are moving toward that depth now. Think of a time you were driving through the vast, open plains of the West, and you saw a distant thunderstorm on the horizon. You could see the flashes of lightning and the dark curtains of rain, but from where you sat, it was silent. It was just a part of the landscape. Your worries tonight are that distant storm. They are happening, yes, but they aren't happening to you right now. You are safe in the driver's seat of your own stillness, and the road ahead is wide and empty. Feel the way your shoulders have dropped another inch. The tension you are holding, that armored feeling we get when we feel we have to defend our reputation or our choices, is dissolving. It's like ice cubes left out on a porch in July. The hard, sharp edges are turning into soft, clear water. This is what it means to have a soft heart in a hard world. It's not weakness. It's the ultimate form of resilience. When you are soft, nothing can break you. Thoughts of, am I doing enough? Or am I falling behind? Are just gusts of wind. They blow through you, but they find nothing to grab onto. In this country, we are taught that our value is tied to our output, to our ability to solve problems and stay ahead of the curve. We treat our minds like machines that should never be powered down. But tonight, we are honoring a different truth. We are honoring the empty space. Think of the space inside a cup. It's the emptiness that makes the cup useful. Your mind needs this emptiness to heal. If you are replaying a conversation with a supervisor, or a disagreement with a spouse, or a worry about your children's future, just notice how much energy it takes to keep that fire burning. Now, imagine simply stepping back. You aren't throwing water on the fire. You are just stopping the supply of wood. You are letting it burn itself out naturally. As the fire dies down, the room feels cooler, darker, and more inviting. The Neo Ru Ngu, that anchor of your breath, is now a long, slow wave that starts at your toes and washes all the way up to your crown, then recedes, taking the mental clutter with it. You might feel a slight heaviness in your limbs now, a good heaviness, the kind that feels like you are becoming a part of the earth itself. Your bed isn't just a piece of furniture. It's a cradle, holding a person who has tried their best all day. And that is enough. Trying is enough. Being here is enough. Let the words, "It's okay not to know," rest in your mind. It's okay not to know how the project will end. It's okay not to know if they understood your point of view. It's okay to leave the story without an ending for tonight. The great silence doesn't need an ending. It only needs your presence. As you move deeper into this state of allowing, you might find that the thoughts themselves start to become nonsensical, turning into colors or vague shapes. This is the sleep gate beginning to creak open. Don't chase the images. Don't try to make sense of them. Just let them be the background music to your sinking. The American poet Mary Oliver once wrote about letting the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tonight, your body loves rest. It loves the absence of struggle. It loves the way the warm light of your awareness has moved from the noisy attic of your head down into the quiet basement of your belly. The conversations are over. The courtroom of your mind has adjourned for the night. The judge has gone home, the lights are off, and the halls are quiet. With every breath, you are traveling further away from the land of doing and closer to the continent of being. There is no one to impress here. There is no one to apologize to. There is only the rhythm of the heart, a steady, faithful drumbeat that has been with you since before you were born and will be there when you wake. Trust that rhythm. Let it be the only conversation you listen to. Everything is drifting. The bed is a boat, the house is a harbor, and the night is a vast, kind ocean that knows exactly how to carry you. You don't even have to swim. You just have to float. Soften your belly. Soften your throat. Soften the very center of your forehead. The door is closed. The storm is distant. And the water is perfectly still. As you float in that stillness, feeling the steady drumbeat of your own heart, you might notice the texture of the fabric against your skin, the weight of the comforter, the cool, smooth surface of the pillowcase. Think of this blanket not just as layers of cotton or wool, but as a blanket of acceptance that is being tucked in around your soul. In our daily lives, we are often at war with reality. We fight the traffic. We fight our aging bodies. We fight the way people treat us. And most exhaustion-inducing of all, we fight who we are in this moment. But tonight, the blanket is heavy with the kind of grace that says, you are allowed to be exactly as you are. Feel the warm light of this acceptance starting at the very crown of your head and seeping down like warm honey. In the American spirit, we are raised on the myth of self-improvement, the idea that we must always be working on ourselves, fixing our flaws, and optimizing our habits. We treat our own characters like a house that is perpetually under renovation, with scaffolding everywhere, and the dust of not good enough coating every surface. But under this blanket, the construction has stopped. The workers have gone home. For these few hours, you are a finished masterpiece. Even the parts of you that feel broken or messy are held by the bed with the same unwavering support as the parts you are proud of. Notice your breath now. It has become a long, slow sigh that originates deep in your belly. With each exhale, imagine you are shedding the armor you wore all day, the posture of confidence you had to fake, the smile you wore when you were tired, the sharp edge you kept in your voice to be heard. Let it all fall to the floor. Under this blanket, you don't have to be strong. You don't have to be the one who has it all figured out for the kids, or the one who carries the team at work. You are just a human being, soft and vulnerable, and deserving of peace. There is a beautiful concept in ancient wisdom that we often overlook in our fast-paced culture. The idea of radical friendliness toward oneself. It's the kind of kindness you would show to a small, tired bird that flew into your window by mistake. You wouldn't lecture the bird on its navigation skills or tell it to fly better. You would just hold it in a soft cloth and let it rest until its heart stopped racing. Tonight, you are that bird. This bed is that soft cloth. Your warm light awareness is the gentle hand holding you. As you lie here, you might feel a lingering sense of guilt. Maybe you feel you didn't do enough today, or you ate something you shouldn't, or you were too short with a loved one. Watch those judgments now. Don't try to argue with them. Just see them as distant rain hitting the roof of your house. The rain doesn't mean the house is bad. It's just weather. Your mistakes are just weather. They pass through the sky of your life, but they are not the sky itself. Under the blanket of acceptance, you are the vast blue sky that remains unchanged even after the stormiest day. Feel the muscles in your back finally letting go. We carry our ancestral weight there, the desire to make our parents proud, the need to provide for the next generation, the pressure to build a good life in a complicated world. It's a heavy pack to carry, but tonight you have set the pack down at the foot of the bed. You are practicing the art of letting the earth do the work. The bed is holding you. The floor is holding the bed, and the earth is holding the house. You are being carried by a force much larger than your own willpower. Think of a quiet Sunday morning in a small New England town when the snow has fallen and everything is muffled and white. There is nothing to do because the roads are closed. There is a deep, cozy permission to just be. That is the energy of this blanket. It's the permission to be unproductive. In our society, we often feel we have to earn our rest through a long list of achievements. But your value isn't a paycheck or a clean house. Your value is the breath moving in your lungs. Your value is the capacity to feel the warmth of this moment. The neo-ru-ngu of your breath is now so quiet it's barely a whisper. Your thoughts have become like fireflies in a large field at dusk, faint, sporadic, and far away. They don't demand your attention anymore. If a thought of, "I should have," arises, just wrap it in the blanket of acceptance and let it settle. It's okay. It's all okay. You are a part of the family of things, as much as the trees and the stars. Notice the sensation of your feet. They feel distant, warm, and completely still. They have walked the miles of your life, through the stresses and the joys. And now they are being given the gift of total weightlessness. This is what healing feels like. It's not a grand epiphany. It's the quiet, steady accumulation of, "It's okay." It's the softening of the heart until it's as pliable as the pillow beneath your head. As the night deepens, the blanket of acceptance seems to merge with the darkness itself. There is no longer a you and a bed. There is just a field of gentle awareness, a warm light that doesn't need to shine on anything in particular. You are safe. You are forgiven for everything you think you did wrong. You are accepted by the universe exactly as you are, in all your beautiful, human imperfection. The story of the day is dissolving into the mists. The conversations have faded into the silence. The door is not just closed, it has disappeared. There is only the here and the now, and the profound, heavy peace of a soul that has finally stopped fighting. You are tucked in, you are held, you are home. And as you settle into that home within yourself, tucked into the vast and wordless acceptance of the night, your body begins to understand that it no longer needs to hold its own shape. It's a slow, rhythmic unraveling, like a ball of yarn rolling across a soft carpet, losing its tension inch by inch. We spend so much of our American day holding it together, holding our posture at the desk, holding our breath in traffic, holding a firm expression during a difficult meeting. But right now, the bed is asking you to let go of the together and just be the pieces, loose and scattered and profoundly relaxed. Let that warm light of your attention drift down to your feet once more. Feel the tips of your toes, the arches that have carried the weight of your entire life's journey, and the heels that have struck the pavement of so many busy streets. Imagine a warm golden sand pouring gently over them, filling every gap between your toes, weighing them down with a pleasant, numbing heaviness. As your feet go numb and heavy, notice how the rain of your thoughts starts to thin out. It's no longer a downpour. It's just a few stray droplets hitting the leaves of your mind. And further apart. Your breath is getting longer now. The pause at the end of each exhale, stretching out like the long shadows of a summer evening on a suburban porch. Moving up, let that softening sensation reach your calves and knees. In our culture, we are always on the move, always stepping up or running toward the next milestone. But tonight, there is no finish line. Your legs feel like heavy logs drifting on a black lake, sinking just an inch below the surface of the water. There is no muscle left to flex, no tendon left to pull. Everything is becoming liquid. It's the feeling of a porch swing finally coming to a dead stop after the wind has died down. A stillness so deep it feels like it's vibrating. As your lower body merges with the bed, feel that warm light pool in your hips and lower back. This is where we store the survival stress, the deep-seated fears about security and providing for those we love. Imagine that tension as a tight knot of old rope. Now, imagine a pair of kind, invisible hands slowly untying that knot, thread by thread. You can feel the warmth spreading through your pelvis, a soft opening that tells your nervous system the hunt is over. The harvest is in the barn, is in the you are safe. You are provided for by the simple fact of your existence. Notice your stomach now. In the hustle of the day, we often keep our bellies tight, bracing for impact, protecting our softest parts from the world. But here, under the protective cover of the night, you can let your belly be completely soft. Let it rise and fall like a gentle hill in the countryside. There is no one here to judge your shape or your strength. Your breath is now a slow, deep tide, moving through you without any effort at all. It's as if the warm light is breathing you, rather than you doing the breathing. The relaxation travels up to your chest, softening the spaces between your ribs. Your heart is beating with a slow, muffled rhythm, like a drum played behind a thick velvet curtain. It doesn't have to race to keep up with the world anymore. It is just keeping time with the universe. Feel your shoulders, those heavy shelves where you stack the expectations of your boss, your neighbors, and your family. Feel them simply dissolve into the mattress. They are melting like wax near a candle, losing their sharp corners, becoming part of the bed itself. Now, let the warm light flow down your arms, through your elbows, and into the very tips of your fingers. These hands, which have spent the day clicking, scrolling, grasping, and doing, are now completely empty. They are slightly curled, like the petals of a flower closing for the night. There is nothing left to hold on to. You have let go of the reins of your life. The horses know the way home. You don't need to steer them anymore. Your hands are so heavy, they feel as if they could sink right through the floor, grounding you to the very foundation of the earth. Finally, let that softness reach your neck and your head. Feel the back of your skull making a deep, comfortable indentation in the pillow. The muscles of your face, the ones that work so hard to project an image to the world, are finally off duty. Your forehead is as smooth as a sheet of glass. Your eyebrows drift apart. Your jaw is so loose, it feels weightless. Your tongue rests heavily at the bottom of your mouth. Even your ears seem to stop reaching for sounds. The rain of your thoughts has almost completely stopped now. There is just one thought left. A quiet, glowing ember in the dark. You are no longer a person trying to relax. You are relaxation itself. You are a collection of points of touch. The heels, the hips, the shoulders, the head, all being held by the bed in a perfect, silent embrace. The warm light is now so dim it's almost gone, replaced by a velvety, comforting darkness that doesn't feel like an ending, but like a beginning. A beginning of the deep, dreamless repair that your soul has been longing for all day. You are melting. You are blurring. The edges of your body are no longer clear. You are a part of the air, a part of the room, a part of the night. As your body blurs into the room and you become a part of the night, you might find that the walls of your bedroom seem to expand, stretching out until the ceiling is as vast as the open sky over the Great Plains. It is no longer just a room. It is a limitless space of dark, cool indigo. We often think of our minds as small, crowded places, lockers stuffed with to-do lists, worries, and old memories. But in this stillness, you start to see that your mind is actually more like the sky itself. It is vast, empty, and perfectly silent. And everything that passes through it, the rain of a lingering thought or the warm light of a passing feeling, is just weather. Look up into that internal sky. You might see a thought drifting by, perhaps a concern about a mortgage payment or a memory of a child's face. In the American hustle, we are taught to chase these thoughts, to grab them like balloons before they fly away. But tonight, you are just the observer, sitting on the porch of your own soul. You watch the thought drift in from the left, float lazily across the center, and disappear into the right. You don't have to name it. You don't have to solve it. You just let it be a cloud. Even a dark, heavy cloud eventually moves on if you don't try to hold it back. Feel your breath now, long and shallow, like the wind moving through the high grass of a meadow at midnight. There is no effort in this wind. It simply happens. And as the wind blows, the clouds in your mind become thinner and thinner. The rain has stopped completely, leaving behind that crisp, clean scent of damp earth and possibility. You can see the stars now, tiny points of warm light that represent your natural wisdom, the part of you that knows exactly how to heal without being told. These stars don't flicker with anxiety. They burn with a steady, ancient calm. There is a deep sense of freedom in this sky. Freedom from having to be someone. In the daylight, we are so busy building our personal brand, defending our ego, and carving out our piece of the American dream. But the sky doesn't have an ego. The sky doesn't care if it's successful. It just holds everything. The birds, the plains, the storms, and the silence with the same quiet dignity. Tonight, you are invited to be that sky. You are the space that allows life to happen, but you are not the chaos itself. Notice how your body feels even softer now, almost as if you are floating a few inches above the bed. The neo-ru-ngu of your heartbeat is so faint it feels like a distant drum in the next valley. When the mind becomes this vast, the body follows. The tightness in your chest has evaporated. The script of your life, the story of who you are and where you are going, is written in smoke, and the night breeze is gently carrying it away. You are unburdened. You are anonymous in the best possible way. Think of the stillness of a cathedral in the middle of a bustling city like New York. Outside, there is sirens, shouting, and the grind of gears. But inside, the air is cool and still, and the light through the stained glass is soft and timeless. That cathedral is inside you right now. No matter how loud the world was at 2 p.m., the 2 a.m. version of you is made of this sacred, spacious silence. This is your inner peace, your birthright that no job or bank account can ever truly touch. It is a well of quiet that never runs dry. As you gaze at the stars in your inner sky, you might feel a sense of connection to everyone else lying awake tonight. In every neighborhood, from the suburbs of Ohio to the apartments of Seattle, there are others just like you, breathing in the same darkness, looking for the same peace. You are not alone in your being. We are all like individual trees in a massive forest, our roots intermingled in the same dark, rich earth of the human experience. There is a fuk bow, a quiet blessing in this shared existence. By finding peace within yourself tonight, you are adding to the peace of the whole world. You are becoming a lighthouse of stillness. Your thoughts are so sparse now that there are long, beautiful gaps of nothing between them. Enjoy those gaps. They are like the silence between the notes of a song. They are where the real rest happens. In those gaps, your cells are repairing themselves, your heart is recharging, and your spirit is returning to its natural state of grace. You are healing simply by refusing to interfere. You are letting go simply by letting the sky be the sky. The bed beneath you feels like a cloud now, supporting you without any pressure. The warm light of your awareness is like the soft glow of the moon, illuminating the edges of your dreams before you even enter them. You are drifting further and further away from the shore of the real world. The lights of the city are fading behind you. You are heading toward the deep blue horizon where the sky and the ocean become one. Everything is expansive. Everything is open. There are no more walls, no more ceilings, no more limits. You are the sky, you are the room, and you are the quiet breath that binds them all together. The rain of the day has cleared, and the night is a perfect, endless mirror of your own inner calm. As you drift toward that deep indigo horizon where the sky and the ocean become one, you might find yourself standing on the soft, mossy bank of a slow-moving river. It's a crisp autumn evening in the mountains of North Carolina, or perhaps along a quiet creek in the Hudson Valley, the kind of place where the air smells of pine needles and damp earth. The water is dark and clear, reflecting the warm light of a crescent moon, and it moves with a silent, relentless grace. This river has been flowing long before your worries began, and it will be flowing long after they have faded away. It is the river of time, the river of life, and tonight it is here to take everything you no longer need to carry. Imagine you are holding a handful of brightly colored autumn leaves. Each leaf represents one small piece of your day. One is a sharp, red maple leaf. That was the moment of irritation in the grocery store line. Another is a dry, brown oak leaf. That was the nagging worry about a bill or a deadline. There are smaller leaves too, representing the fleeting thoughts of, I should have done more, or I forgot to call. Feel the texture of these leaves in your mind's hand. They are dry, brittle, and ready to fall. One by one, you gently lean over the water and let them go. Watch as the first leaf touches the surface. It creates a tiny ripple that catches the warm light, and then the current takes it. It doesn't struggle. It doesn't try to swim back upstream to the branch it came from. It simply allows itself to be carried. In our American way of living, we are taught to go against the flow, to make things happen, and to paddle harder when the water gets rough. But there is a deeper wisdom in the way of the river, the wisdom of Anika, or what we might call the Great Change. Everything is moving. Everything is passing. The river knows that it doesn't need to try to be a river. It just is. As you release each leaf, notice how your body feels lighter against the bed. Your breath has slowed to a deep, rhythmic hum, mirroring the sound of the water moving over smooth stones. Each exhale is like another leaf hitting the water. Exhale and let go of the morning. Exhale and let go of the afternoon. The rain of the day's events is now just a memory, washed clean by the flowing current. Your thoughts are becoming sparse, floating further and further apart, until the gaps between them are as wide as the river itself. There is a profound sense of fuk bao, a quiet merit in this act of letting go. We often think that doing is the only way to care for our families or build a future. But by allowing yourself to be still tonight, by refusing to cling to the dead leaves of the past, you are actually cultivating a clearer, kinder heart for the people you love. You are clearing the path for a better version of tomorrow. You are honoring your life by trusting the flow. Imagine a man named Elias, a carpenter who worked with his hands all day. Every night, Elias would walk to the edge of the river near his home and watch the water. He didn't go there to solve the problems of his workshop. He went there to remember that he was more than his work. He would watch the shadows dance on the water and feel the cool breeze on his face. And he would realize that the river didn't care about his mistakes or his successes. The river just offered him its peace. Tonight, you are like Elias. You are stepping away from the workshop of your life. The tools are put away. The sawdust has settled. The river is here to wash the day from your hands. Feel the cool, refreshing energy of the water in your mind. It's not a cold that shivers, but a cool that calms, like a damp cloth on a fevered brow. The warm light of the moon is dancing on the ripples, creating a path of silver that leads straight into the heart of the night. You are no longer standing on the bank. You are the water itself. You are the flow. You are moving effortlessly through the landscape of your own consciousness, past the dark trees of your fears, past the silent houses of your memories, toward the great open sea of sleep. The bed feels as fluid as the river now, supporting you without any resistance. You are sinking deeper into the bed of the river, where the water is slowest and most quiet. The neo-ru-ngu of your pulse is the only sound, a soft thump-thump that echoes the heartbeat of the earth. You are safe. You are held by the current. There is nothing you need to grasp. If a thought tries to catch on a rock, just let the water rise and gently lift it off, carrying it downstream until it is gone. In our country, we celebrate the self-made person, the one who carves their own path. But tonight, we celebrate the self-released person, the one who knows when to stop carving and start flowing. There is a great power in this surrender. It is the power of the ocean, which receives 1,000 rivers without ever becoming full or overwhelmed. You are becoming that ocean. You are vast enough to hold everything and quiet enough to hear the stars. The autumn leaves are all gone now. The river is clear. The warm light is fading into a soft, velvety gray. Your breath is so quiet, it's like the movement of a single blade of grass in the night wind. You are almost there. The water is taking you to the place where names and dates and worries no longer exist. A place of pure, silver rest. As you drift toward that place of pure, silver rest, carried by a river that knows no struggle, you may feel your body becoming even heavier, sinking into the deep, quiet safety of the earth itself. It is the kind of heaviness that doesn't feel like a burden, but like an arrival. Think of an old farmhouse in Vermont, one that has stood for 200 years. Its heavy beams settle deep into the granite and soil. That house doesn't worry about whether the ground will hold it up tomorrow. It doesn't strain to keep its walls straight. It simply trusts the foundation. Tonight, your bed is that foundation, and the earth beneath it is an unwavering promise that you are allowed to let go. In our restless American lives, we are often taught that trust is something we have to earn, or something we have to protect with a contract and a handshake. We walk through the world with our muscles subtly braced, as if we are responsible for holding ourselves up, for keeping the world spinning by sheer force of will. But as you lie here, notice the warm light of your breath moving through a body that has finally stopped bracing. The bed is rising up to meet you. You don't have to push down. You just have to stop pulling away. It's the feeling of a heavy stone finally reaching the bottom of a clear mountain lake. A slow, graceful descent into a place where movement is no longer required. Feel the weight of your bones. They feel dense, like ancient wood, saturated with the quiet of the night. Your breath has stretched out even further now. The space between the inhale and the exhale, like the wide, silent valleys of the Rockies. In those spaces, there is no rain of worry, no static of what if. There is only the profound gravity of being. We might call this upekkha, or a balanced heart. But here in this room, it just feels like the absence of a struggle. It is the weight of a person who has decided for this night that they have nothing left to prove. Imagine a woman named Sarah who lived on a small farm in the heartland. Every evening after the chores were done and the sun had dipped below the rows of corn, she would sit on her porch and feel the sheer solidity of the land. She knew that no matter how the crops fared or how the markets shifted, the ground beneath her feet was constant. She would lean her head back and let the weight of her day be absorbed by the chair, then the porch, then the deep, dark soil. She understood that she didn't have to make the earth hold her. It was already doing it. Sarah's peace came from that surrender. Tonight, you are Sarah. You are leaning back into the vast, silent support of the universe. You are trusting that the same force that keeps the stars in their tracks is keeping you safe while you sleep. Notice how your thoughts have become like distant echoes in a deep canyon. They are so far away, they no longer have words, just a soft, fading vibration. The warm light of your awareness is now concentrated in the points where your body meets the mattress, your heels, the back of your thighs, your shoulder blades, the cradle of your skull. At each of these points, imagine a gentle melting occurring. You are becoming one with the bed. The boundaries between you and the rest are dissolving. This is the ultimate healing, the realization that you don't have to carry yourself. You are being carried. This trust is a form of Fuk Bao, a merit you give to yourself. By trusting the night, you are healing the parts of your spirit that have been exhausted by self-reliance. You are allowing your nervous system to learn that it is okay to be vulnerable, that it is okay to be still. In the American hustle, we fear that if we stop, we will fall behind. But the earth doesn't fall behind. The mountains don't rush to get anywhere. They simply are. And tonight, you simply are. The neo-ru engu of your heartbeat is now slow and steady. A deep, resonant sound like a distant bell tolling in a valley. With every beat, you feel yourself sinking deeper into the velvet darkness. The rain of the day has been absorbed by the soil, and the air is perfectly still. You are like a seed buried deep in the warm, dark earth, safe, protected, and completely at rest. There is nothing to do but grow, and even that happens on its own, without your effort. As you sink, you might feel a sense of profound relief, a loosening of a knot you didn't even know you were carrying in your soul. It's the relief of a traveler who has finally reached their doorstep after a long journey through a storm. The pack is off. The boots are by the door. The fire is low. The bed is waiting. You are trusting the silence to hold your story until the morning. You are trusting the dark to mend what was torn during the day. Everything is heavy. Everything is still. The weight of your body is a prayer of gratitude to the earth that supports it. You are drifting into the deep layers of yourself, past the noise of personality, past the layers of memory, into the solid core of your being. It is a place of absolute safety, a place where the warm light is just a soft internal glow that guides you into the dreamless dark. The bed is a cradle. The earth is a mother, and you are a child who has finally stopped crying and started to dream. Trust the wait. Trust the stillness. Trust the night. Trusting the night means trusting the very rhythm that sustains you. And as you lie there, cradled by the earth, you might begin to notice the tiny, sacred spaces tucked inside your own breathing. It's a soft, rhythmic secret, that split second of absolute stillness at the very end of your exhale, before the next inhale begins. It is the quietest place in the world. In the rush of our American days, we are always jumping from one breath to the next, just as we jump from one task to the next. But here, in the safety of your bed, those spaces between are starting to stretch out. They are becoming wide, cool meadows of silence where nothing is required of you. Observe the way your breath moves now. No longer a forced action, but a gentle, involuntary wave. Each time the air leaves your body, it carries away a little more of the rain of the day's lingering static. And then there is that pause. It is a moment of pure being. In that gap, you don't have a name. You don't have a job title. You don't have a to-do list. You are just a presence, as still as a forest in the Pacific Northwest before the first bird wakes. This is the inner peace that lives beneath the noise, a place that hasn't been touched by the stress of the morning or the worries of the afternoon. Feel the warm light of your awareness resting in that gap. It's like the soft glow of a nightlight in a hallway, providing just enough comfort to let you know everything is okay. We often spend our lives trying to fill every silence with noise, every empty moment with a screen or a thought. But the wisdom of the quiet tells us that the emptiness is where the healing happens. Think of a musician, a jazz player in a dim club in New Orleans. The beauty of the music isn't just in the notes he plays, it's in the way he leaves space between them. Tonight, you are the music, and you are finally allowing yourself the beauty of the pause. As the gaps between your breaths grow longer, your body feels as though it is turning into mist. The heaviness of your bones is merging with the lightness of the air. Your thoughts are now so thinned out that they are like stray feathers drifting down from a high mountain peak. They take a long time to land, and when they do, they make no sound. The neo-ru ingu of your pulse is syncing with the slow, deep rhythm of the house settling. There is a fukbao, a quiet merit in this stillness. You are practicing the most difficult thing for a modern person to do. You are practicing doing nothing. And in this nothing, you are reclaiming everything. Imagine a man named Thomas, an architect who spent his days obsessing over lines and structures, making sure every inch of space was utilized. One evening, sitting by a lake in Maine, he realized that the most beautiful part of the landscape wasn't the trees or the mountains, but the vast, empty air that held them all together. He realized that his own life was the same way. He didn't need to fill every minute to be whole. He was already whole in the quiet moments when he wasn't trying to build anything. Thomas began to treat those small gaps in his day as mini vacations for his soul. Tonight, you are in that vast, empty air. You are the space that holds the mountains. The warm light is now very dim, just a faint ember of consciousness that watches the breath rise and fall. Each inhale is a gift of life, and each exhale is a lesson in letting go. And the gap is the destination. It is the sleep gate inviting you in. You are hovering on the edge of a great, kind forgetfulness. The rain has completely stopped. The bed has become a cloud, The world outside is just a story you once read, and you are now closing the book. Your heart is beating so softly now, it feels like the wings of a moth brushing against a window pane. You are letting go of the need to even monitor your breath. You are letting the body breathe itself. You are stepping back into the shadows of your own mind, moving away from the bright, loud center toward the cool, quiet edges. Everything is spacious. Everything is forgiven. The silence between the breaths is expanding until it fills the whole room, the whole house, the whole night. You are a part of the great, rhythmic sigh of the universe. There is no more you trying to sleep. There is just the breathing. There is just the silence. There is just the dark. In this space, you are completely renewed. You are untangled. You are free. In that expansive silence, where there is no more you trying to sleep, you arrive at a grand, silent threshold, a door that doesn't need a key because it is already standing ajar. It is the final gate, the one that leads from the world of form into the world of dreams. In our American culture, we are so accustomed to keeping our eyes wide open, vigilant and alert, always watching for the next obstacle or opportunity. But tonight, that vigilance has finally exhausted itself. The warm light of your consciousness has dimmed to a single soft spark, and even that spark is ready to surrender to the velvet dark. You have permission now. You have the total, unconditional permission to stop being a witness. Notice how the rain of thought has not just stopped, but has evaporated into a gentle mist. If a word or an image still lingers, it is as thin as a ghost, unable to hold your attention. Your body has become a soft, heavy landscape, a valley at dusk, where the shadows have finally filled every crevice. Your breath is no longer something you do. It is a slow, rhythmic tide that is washing you away from the shore. You are untethered. The bed is no longer a solid object, but a vessel of pure comfort, drifting out into a sea of perfect forgetfulness. There is a deep fuk bow, a quiet blessing in this moment of total surrender. We often think that by staying awake and worrying, we are somehow protecting our future or showing our devotion to our families. But the greatest gift you can give your loved ones and yourself is the gift of a restored soul. By passing through this gate, you are allowing your spirit to return to the source, to the place of inner peace that is beyond all names and all worries. You are trusting that the universe will hold your story until you are ready to pick it up again tomorrow. Imagine a woman named Clara, a teacher in a busy city who spent her days answering questions and managing the vibrant, chaotic energy of her students. Every night, Clara had a small ritual. She would imagine a large golden key turning in the lock of her mind, and then she would visualize a heavy curtain falling over the chalkboard of her day. She wasn't just going to sleep. She was opening the gate to a sanctuary where no one needed anything from her. She realized that by letting go of her identity as a teacher for a few hours, she became a more patient, loving person in the morning. Tonight, you are Clara. The curtain has fallen. The chalkboard is clean, the gate is open, and the garden on the other side is filled with the scent of night-blooming jasmine and the sound of silence. Feel that warm light within you becoming a soft, indigo glow. It's no longer looking outward, it's looking into the heart of the void. Your heart is beating so slowly now. It's like the sound of a distant lighthouse bell, heard through a thick fog. It is a steady, reassuring pulse that says, it is safe to let go. It is safe to disappear. In our lives, we fear losing control. But here, in the cradle of the night, losing control is the ultimate victory. It is the moment you stop being a captain and start being the sea. The sensations of your body, the weight of your legs, the softness of your hands, the curve of your spine are all dissolving into a single, unified feeling of rest. There are no more edges. There is no more here and there. You are a part of the house, a part of the street, a part of the starlight. The neo-ru-ngu of your breath is the only thread left connecting you to the waking world, and that thread is becoming thinner and thinner, like a strand of silk in the wind. You are standing at the edge of a deep, warm pool of shadows. There is no need to jump. You just have to lean. The water is the temperature of your own skin. It is the color of the midnight sky. As you lean in, the last of your unfinished conversations vanish. The script of your life is left on the bank. You are entering a place where you are simply being. It is the place the Buddha described as a refuge, a home that cannot be burnt or broken. The world outside your window is now just a distant rumor. The cars, the lights, the deadlines, they are all part of a dream you had once. The reality is this darkness, this warmth, and this absolute permission to cease. You are being invited into the great, restorative nothing. It is not a void of lack, but a void of abundance, where every cell in your body can finally drink from the well of stillness. As you feel yourself crossing that threshold, a soft, wordless gratitude fills the space where your thoughts used to be. Gratitude for the bed, gratitude for the breath, gratitude for the dark. You are letting the night take over. You are letting the universe take the wheel. You are drifting, blurring, melting into the lightless peace. The gate is behind you now. The path ahead is made of shadows and stars. You are no longer trying. You are no longer doing. You are simply gone. Gone into the healing. Gone into the quiet. Gone into the deep, sweet sleep of the innocent. As you drift into that deep, sweet sleep of the innocent, the edges of who you are begin to fray and soften, dissolving into a hazy, shimmering borderland. It is that fragile, beautiful moment where the logic of the day no longer applies, and the warm light of your mind is flickering like a candle in a gentle breeze. In our American lives, we are so focused on clarity, on knowing exactly where we stand and what comes next. But here, in this misty twilight, there is a profound Fuqbao in not knowing. The boundaries of your body, the mattress, and the very air in the room are melting together into one single rhythmic pulse of existence. You might feel as though you are floating in a warm, dark pool in the middle of a summer night in the Ozarks, where the water is the exact same temperature as your skin. You can't tell where you end and the water begins. Your breath has become so long, so effortless, that it feels like the rising and falling of the tide against a distant shore. The rain of the day's details, the names, the numbers, the appointments, has turned into a soft, meaningless static, a white noise that only serves to lull you deeper. If a thought does appear, it's no longer a sentence. It's just a color, a fading shadow, or the scent of rain on hot pavement drifting through you without leaving a trace. In this blurred state, the bed is no longer a physical object. It is a field of pure safety, a warm light that cushions not just your limbs, but your very spirit. We spend so much of our time trying to be perceivable, to be seen, to be understood, to be validated. But in this hazy zone, you are becoming imperceivable. You are becoming the silence itself. There is a deep, ancient healing in this anonymity. It is the peace of the deep woods where no human foot has stepped for years. Your heart beats with a slow, heavy gravity, a neo-ru ngu that echoes the slow rotation of the earth through the stars. Think of a small town in the American heartland just as a thick white fog rolls in at midnight. The streetlights become soft, glowing orbs. The houses lose their sharp corners. The familiar becomes a mystery. The world hasn't disappeared. It has simply become soft. It has invited you to stop looking so hard. Tonight, your consciousness is that foggy town. You are letting the sharp corners of yourself be smoothed over by the mist of sleep. You are letting the doing blur into being. There is nothing to achieve in this fog. There is no direction to follow. You are simply a point of awareness, hovering in a vast, kind space. Your muscles have reached a state of total surrender, a heaviness so complete that it feels like lightness. It's the paradox of the deep rest. The more you sink, the more you soar. Your warm light is now just a faint internal glow, like the embers of a campfire after everyone has gone to bed. Those embers don't need to heat the forest. They just need to exist, slowly fading into the ash. You are that fading glow. You are the letting go that happens when the ego finally realizes it's safe to take the night off. In this state, you are closer to your true nature than at any other time of the day. Without the labels, without the script, you are just the life force itself. The same life force that moves through the redwoods of California and the marshes of the Everglades. You are a part of the great peace that American thinkers like Emerson and Thoreau once wrote about. The realization that you are not separate from the universe, but a vital, quiet thread within its fabric. Every slow, shallow breath you take is a connection to that vastness. The rain is gone. The bed is a cloud. The warm light is a memory. You are moving through a dream before the dream even begins. A space of pure potential where the soul mends what the day has torn. There are no more unfinished conversations here. There is only the hum of the silence. It's a thick, velvety silence that wraps around you like a cocoon. You are safe to be lost. You are safe to be small. You are safe to be nothing at all. Your awareness is now like a leaf falling through a dark, still canyon. It doesn't matter how long it takes to reach the bottom, because the falling is the rest. The air is cool, the dark is kind, and the journey is effortless. You are drifting away from the world of people and into the world of starlight. You are blurring. You are fading. You are becoming the night. As you become the night, fading into that velvet silence where the world of people is but a distant memory, a final, soft warmth begins to radiate from the very center of your chest. It is not a light you have to turn on, but a glow that has always been there, waiting for the noise to stop so it could be felt. This is the heart of the matter, the simple truth we often forget in the bright glare of our busy American lives, that you are worthy of peace, not because of what you did today, but simply because you exist. You have traveled through the rain of your thoughts, crossed the river of your unfinished conversations and laid yourself down on the bed of acceptance. Now, there is nothing left to do but offer this same quiet kindness to yourself and the world. Let this warm light expand with every slow, shallow breath. In your mind, whisper to yourself, "May I be peaceful. May I be safe. May I be at rest." Feel those words sink into your bones like a warm spring rain into the thirsty earth of the heartland. There is no more striving here. There is no more trying to be better. You are already whole. You are already enough. This is the ultimate gift, the blessing of a heart that has finally stopped fighting itself. Now, let that warmth drift beyond the walls of your room, out into the cool night air. Imagine it touching the houses in your neighborhood, the people in the cities, and the animals in the quiet woods. From the coast of Maine to the shores of California, millions of souls are breathing just like you, searching for this same stillness. In the spirit of universal loving kindness, send out one last, wordless wish. May we all be peaceful. May we all find our way home to the quiet. May we all be held by the night. As the rhythm of your pulse becomes one with the sonnets, you realize that the art of softening is the art of living. You have learned that love is not a struggle to be won, but a space to be held. You have learned that the warm light is always within you, even in the darkest hour. And now you are ready to let even these words go. You are ready to let the voice fade and the music dissolve. The sleep gate is wide open now. You don't have to walk through it. You are already there. The darkness is kind. The bed is steady. The universe is watching over you with a love that asks for nothing in return. Everything is settled. Everything is forgiven. Sleep now. Just sleep. May your dreams be gentle. May your rest be deep. May you wake to a world that feels a little softer, a little kinder, because you took the time to find the peace within yourself tonight. Good night, dear friend. Good night. Sleep, sleep.